So disappointment for Portugal, the European champions. They bow out of the World Cup in the round of 16. And, well, our panel just slightly favoured Uruguay before kick-off, and so it transpired. And what would you credit their victory to, Damien?
Everything we said before the game, Peter. They're difficult to beat, they're organised, they're compact bodies on the line, and that dash of quality that they have up front. It's as we expected. Portugal, on the other hand, they just didn't have enough to break them down. They are the team that won 2016. They weren't a great watch then. They weren't a great watching at the Confederations Cup last year, albeit they came third. But yeah, listen, Ronaldo cut a frustrated figure there in the end. He's shooting from distance, and he never really created that, and you know, any great chances. And you have to hand it to Uruguay, really. They weren't really a team I looked at before the tournament. I remember Ronnie Whelan on the launch day for RT. Right, yeah. He mentioned them as a dark horse to go far in the tournament. When I heard him say it, to be honest, I thought he'd had a heavy night the night before, because I couldn't see it. But fair play to Ronnie. He saw that one coming, but I didn't.
Kevin, I suppose it goes to prove that from Portugal's point of view, if they can't find a way through for Ronaldo, they've very little else to offer, and that's the reality of it.
Yeah, they tried charisma off the bench. I think the most impressive thing for us, or for me anyway, is we're not surprised Uruguay are in the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
you know, it's not a surprising thing. They've only 3.5 million people in their country, and they're in the quarterfinals of the World Cup again. You know, we should be going out to Uruguay or to Montevideo, never mind England or whatever, or Holland or wherever we're studying. We should be going out there and having a look at what they're doing or what they're drinking in the water, because they are just producing player after player, and you know, they're just to get to a quarter final again, and it's expected every year with 3.5 million people is some achievement.
Yeah, and there's also a great resilience and character within that squad as well. Although I know you as a panel have a couple of issues with Luiz Suarez, which we'll talk about later on. But overall, I mean, they look like a fairly complete team, don't they, Keith?
Well, they're warriors. In the second half, you'd have to say that Santos changed it at half-time. He had to. He gave them a little bit more width by putting Bernardo Silva in a more central position, caused them problems. It wasn't a direct consequence of how they got back on level terms. It came from a set piece, so Uruguay would be disappointed with that. But in the second half, they didn't have to be warrior-like for that much of the half, because Portugal were that disappointing. They really were. And what you would say about Uruguay is you can control a squad of players, a team, to be very good out of possession. I think that's an absolute minimum as a coach, as a manager. And they do that nearly every single game. The vast majority of players, and you've already alluded to it, barring Suarez, the only time I'm going to give him a little bit tonight is if he's carrying a knock. But otherwise, they were carrying him.
Well, the knockout phase has started extremely promisingly, and as I said, 2 teams through today, and unfortunately for Portugal and Argentina, they bow out, which also means, of course, we lose the 2 greatest players on the planet. Ronaldo and Messi are gone from the tournament.